What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron. We're playing through an injury. Dude, I sound bad on the mic. My nose is bleeding right now. I don't know why, but it's bleeding. And it's 7:30. I don't want to wait for it to go away to record. So we're out here. We're recording. It's going to be a little bit weird to get used to. Probably by the time we start the draft, I'll be able to take it out. I don't know. But the boy has a bloody nose. How are we doing, everybody? How are we doing? If you're in here, let me know what's up. Is the sound good? Is the connection good? How are we? How are we feeling? But yes, I have a nose tampon in because I have a bloody nose. Happens to the best of us. How are we doing? Kevin, you said love you, Ronald. Love you too, brother. Let me put this in the right spot. How are we doing? It's about to be fire, of course. Also, might as well shout this out because this is why we were here. Today, I was talking about my bloody nose, but today we are doing an underdog draft on Underdog Fantasy Football. They have their Superflex tournament that has like $50,000 to first place is about to close. I think it's at like 97% full. So we're going to sneak in there real quick. If you're new on Underdog, it's a best ball platform. It is the best place to draft for fantasy. You can draft teams all the way out here. We are in April right now. You can draft a team in April, get, real ADP with real money on the line, sort of understand how the market views players in 2022. And then from there, you can draft a team and not have to worry about it until after the season when everything pays out. It sets your best lineup every week. It's really, really good. So I have a link in the description. It'll be down below in the comments. I'm going to put it in the chat real quick. But you hop on there, you click the link, use my promo code Ron. When you deposit $10 or more, they will match your deposit up to $100. So let me get that link real quick in the chat for you guys. And then we'll get into a nice little draft. But if you're in here, say what's up. What's good, fellas? What's good? Pays out. Oh, and that is me. So we will put that. All right. So let's hop on Underdog now. Again, if you're in here, let me know what's up. I know I look dumb with this in my nose. It's fine. It's really not a big deal. What's going on? Hold on, let me get this out of the way. Dave, what's good, brother? All right, so let me hop into this real quick. Who knows how long it'll take to fill. All right, so we'll put this kind of here. Once I'm in my account. All right, so then let's switch here. Boom. All right, so now I'm in here like swimwear. I've been hopping into some of these big Zamboni drafts and they're very fun. All right, so we are going to do the big board with Superflex. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, remember, down there, sign up with code RON if you're new. Then, once you're in there, you're going to head to home, big board with Superflex. We are at 97.5% full. So let's get an entry in here. If any of you guys out there are trying to play along with the boy, we even got the Underdog merch on right now. Boom. Enter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Big board with Superflex. We're in there. I'm praying that there's less than 5 spots open. Oh, okay. We only need 3 more. DKB, you said you have 9 entries so far, hoping it doesn't fill by tonight so I can get in some more. Yeah, it's going to close. It's supposed to close at the NFL draft. That was the goal, is that it would fill before then. It's going to fill a full week before the NFL draft. So I wonder what they'll do to close the gap. I imagine the rookies and sophomores draft will just be more popular once this goes away. But I figured we'd hop on here today and sneak in a nice little entry real quick. Also, fellas, this is just going to be a nice, loose Q&A type live stream where we make picks, and then I'm also down to answer dynasty questions, redraft questions, whatever you guys got for me. I know I didn't get to this from Andrew. You said, I'm picking out of the 107 for my startup draft tomorrow, praying I can get Lamar and Deshaun to start my league. I don't know if he'll fall to the second, but if it's a home sort of casual type league, maybe. But I do love that. Lamar, Kyler, those are guys I want at 107. Juan Watour, I appreciate the hell out of when you guys do that. How are we doing? If you're in here, again, let me know. Say what's up. Give me a dynasty question. Give me a fantasy question. Let me know if the sound's all right. Clown me for having this in my nose. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Damn, I think we're gonna load into this draft. Also, by the way, fellas, the reason I push underdog so hard, I'm repping them, I'm assigned to them for the next 2 years. I'm eventually gonna do like an official announcement on YouTube, and I'm part of this thing that they have, the incubator program. It's really, really cool. I'm signing them for the long haul. Look, fellas, I got this red shield. All these other industry guys are gonna be pushing underdog to you, and they're gonna be looking like this. They're gonna be looking like this. They're not gonna have that shield. That red shield means that I've done 1,000 drafts on this site. I cannot stress enough. Even if these guys were my sponsor, if you go to my channel and if you look up Underdog Fantasy 101 by Ron Stewart, I literally broke down my strategy for Underdog, praised the platform and everything before they even gave me a promo code. I literally was begging them to let me be sponsored by them. They finally hooked up, or we finally hooked up, and now we're locked into place for at least the next 2 years. I draft thousands of teams on here. I use this I use this more than any other app. So, love Underdog. Make sure you check it out. Promo code Ron. All right, I'll take it off the screen now, and we'll get down to business. Down to business. Again, any dynasty questions or anything, I'll be happy to answer. We're at the 201. Let's take Mahomes. Let's go with Mahomes. Why not? All right. So now I want to figure out. You guys, a lot of people prefer the draft board. Like, should I? Do you guys want me to pick? I can make my picks on a different monitor. And I can just show this. Like, does this sound good to you guys? Like, I'll kind of just show the draft board like this. Let me know. This is up to you guys. The boys in the chat. Let me know. Let me know how you guys feel about this. So let me actually let me zoom this in. Let me go one more. Let's actually just go 100 real quick. Let's go 100. Let's go 100, and then I'll just kind of zoom it out from here. Okay, it's not gonna get. Okay, so hold on. I'm being a bot right now, but it's fine. All right, so we'll keep it like this. Let's just get all 12 on the screen, and then we can get into some hard hitting analysis. All right, does this look good? Damn, dude. Some of you guys like seeing the options. Some of you guys like seeing the big board. I don't know, dude. Y'all got me down bad. I like seeing the options too, but it gets tough. Like, I can switch back and forth like this, but it's tough to find a good spot to have my head in that case. But I guess I can actually. Okay, hold on. I know I'm being an idiot right now. We'll just kind of do this, so you guys can see the picks when I'm up. Doesn't really work the way I want it to. Let me know. Let me know which one you guys want. All right, so we'll be on the draft board for now. We'll change eventually. So, is there any value or advice with the 12th pick in the rookie draft? Yeah, I would just sit in the pocket in that one and take your favorite between Sky Moore, Pickens, Olave, whoever falls to you. You said keep the board. It's cool. I like the big board. All right, we'll keep it for now. If anybody has an issue, let me know. I personally prefer seeing my options as well, but I can just make the picks on my phone, and it's really not a big deal. All right. Did you like the big board? All right. So what are we doing here? You said, I'm a huge believer in Javonte, but made an offer that was too good, but you had an offer that was too good to pass up. Javonte, Debo, Gallup, Boyd for 104, Higgins, Swift, 2023 first. Dude, that is a loaded trade. You gave up Javonte, Debo, Gallup, Boyd for the 104, Higgins, Swift, and 2023 first. I would say Javonte and Swift for me pretty much cancel out. So I mean Debo, Gallup, Boyd. So Debo, Gallup, Boyd for the 104, Higgins, and a 2023 first. That's very easily your side. You said DJ Moore or 105. DJ Moore 105 for Cup in the 306 and a 1 QB PPR. I would take DJ Moore's side pretty easily. As far as home startup dynasty goes, should we do tight end premium or third round reversal? I do both. I like leagues a little bit better with that. You said 4 redraft leagues. Which QBs you targeting late if you're going 0 RB or hero RB strat? I'd kind of have to look at the ADP, but let me see real quick. Let me take a look. At QB, if we're talking guys outside of like the top like 15 quarterbacks, seems like Justin Fields is going QB 17. Trevor Lawrence QB. Ryan Tannehill at QB 20 is crazy. Zach Wilson QB 22. I love Jameis Winston at QB 25. Mariota QB 31. That doesn't feel right. All right, so now we're coming up here. We have Mahomes. If Tyreek Hill's on the board, I'd love to complete that stack. Actually, we won't have to do that for another round or so. I'm actually an idiot. Tyreek Hill is no longer on his team. Trey Lance is still on the board. I would absolutely love to get Trey Lance to fall back to us. Please, please don't take Trey Lance here. I beg you, Pink. Let's go. I'm going to have a shit ton of Trey Lance in redraft this year, fellas. Shit ton. I love the upside. So to keep the board again, fellas, let me know if the board looks good for you guys. Let me know. You said I have a lot of Ayuk exposure so far, so I wouldn't mind Debo leaving. Not gonna lie, I wonder if he starts getting pushed up. Ayuk or Debo getting pushed up? I imagine if Debo leaves, it'd probably push down Debo a little bit and push Ayuk up a little bit. Again, I don't love making rankings adjustments based off of like vacated targets. I guess if Debo left, I'm not sure how much of a bump that would give me for Ayuk. Ayuk's a tough one that I've been wrestling around with, man. I don't know if you checked the recent Dynasty rankings update, dude, but what am I trying to think of? I think I moved him from like wide receiver 20, like 3-ish, all the way to wide receiver 33-ish in Dynasty. He just seems like a guy where I was very high on him last year, but just given what he did last year in the season, I don't think it's completely done for him, but I think he goes from a guy that goes from top 12, all the upside in the world, could be the next, Devontae Adams. Like, not saying that he like is Devontae Adams, but that's in his range of outcomes. Top 5 wide receiver seasons. I think now after last year, he's much more of a fringe top 12, probably perennial top 24. Via Emmanuel Sanders, Tyler Lockett, just guys who are always in that wide receiver 2 mix. Maybe Keenan Allen-ish. Again, very talented wide receiver, but that top 5, undeniable, best wide receiver in the league type upside that we were gunning for at one point, probably gone at this point. I think Dwayne Bowe is another good example. Just very solid wide receivers. That's still in his range of outcomes. But yeah. You said, what value does Russ have and what can I potentially get for him? That's a loaded question, but I would say I'd probably trade the 101 for him, and I wouldn't really be looking to move off of him. I would probably need like names. Redraft, how low do you think Lance will fall? In 1 quarterback leagues in the summer, probably outside the top 12 quarterbacks, it'd probably be a late-ish round QB target where you could get him probably like 7th, 8th round. It's tough because I don't have 1 quarterback ADP, but if I check on Underdog right now, you got Underdog, the non-superflex stuff will probably tell us where Lance is going. Yeah. So Lance right now is going 76th in ADP. So what's that? 12 times 5 is 60. So like 7th round. That's a little bit earlier than I'd like for Trey Lance. If I could get him like 9th round or later, I would. And I think in a lot of like casual 1 quarterback leagues, you can. You said, how can I get your dynasty rankings? My dynasty rankings are in the description. It'll be like I have like it listed in the description where it says like dynasty rankings, like subscriber leagues, all that cool stuff. All of my rankings, seasonal. I'm telling you guys, I have the craziest Patreon out there. It's on the Patreon, patreon.com/Ron Stewart. You can just type in patreon.com/Ron Stewart or click it in the description. Dynasty rankings, seasonal rankings, rookie rankings, in season. If you're a seasonal guy like me, waiver wire. What else did I have? Waiver wire, rest of season rankings every week. Dynasty, you have all my RS grades, my model stuff, my dynasty rankings, my rookie rankings, my positional tiers, my trade, my buy and sell suggestions, all for $5 a month. I'm telling you, it's crazy. By the end of this month, though, I'm going to be upping it so the bottom tier is $8 instead of $5, and then add some ones that are a little bit more premium for some of my other cooler stuff on the back end. But if you get in now for that $5, I will keep you at $5 as that $8 tier until the end of time when you decide to get off of the Patreon. So everybody that signs up before I make that huge update gets to benefit. You said value difference between Carter, Tony, and CEH. If I'm ranking those, I'm probably going Tony, CEH, Carter. You said the underdog. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty broken. I'm pretty sure they could have fixed it, though. No, it's just going to be broken because they don't have a non-Superflex tournament out right now. Pesky, what's up, brother? Would you trade 109 for a random 23 first? I just did this because I have 4. Dude, I would trade any non-top 5 2022 first for a random 23 first. That's huge. If I could get out of that 109 spot for a random 23 first, dude, I'd do that all day. I love that. All right, so let me see who's on the board. We have 2 quarterbacks. I literally might just cut it off at 2 quarterbacks. I know that that's not very common in this format, but I think you're kind of probably better for it if you sort of punt. Like if you just go 2 quarterbacks right off the bat and then never draft another one. I don't think that that's that bad. Especially you can just start. It's a little bit weird in Superflex because you can just start a non-quarterback in the Superflex if you just get somebody on your bench to go off. I'd almost argue that you're an advantage. Also, you'll see I'm a big draft wide receiver early guy on here, but in the Superflex setup, when we have, as you guys can see here, it's a. Let me pull this up. Every week, instead of starting, like you can start as many running backs as wide receivers, and it's 0.5 PPR. So yeah, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. So you can start more running backs than wide receivers if you want. So what are we looking at here? Man, Swift goes. I would have loved to get Swift. Saquon's still on the board. Gibson's on the board. Breece Hall's on the board. All running backs I would love to have. Quarterbacks are thin. Kyle Pitts is very interesting if he gets to us. You said, I want UD merch. I entered into the giveaway but didn't win anything. Hope they start selling it eventually. Yeah, I'm just lucky that as an incubator guy, they sent me a bunch of shit. I pulled up to it's like a Mexican restaurant the other day with my boys, just like fully underdog merched out, dude. I literally looked like a sponsored athlete. Kyle Pitts is here. I'm taking him. Just know that. Kyle Pitts is here. I'm taking him. Oh, man. I think it gets close for me between T. Higgins, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, Waddle, or just taking a running back like a Saquon. But I think 100% of this guy, Piquant Pecan, doesn't take Pitts, this is going to be a Pitts pick. All right, so he doesn't take Pitts. We're going to take Pitts. I got no clue what I'm doing on the way back, though. On the way back, my options are Hopkins, Higgins, Waller, Keenan Allen, Saquon, Zach Wilson, Waddle, Gibson, Breece Hall. For me, it kind of comes down, I would say probably Saquon, T. Higgins, Gibson, and Breece Hall is kind of what it comes down to me. I guess Zach Wilson maybe as well, but I think I'm good on that. I said, what's the case for Tony? I love Tony. Pretty much the case for Tony is that it's hard to take his points per game and stuff at surface value because he had so many games that he left early due to injury. The thing about Kadarius Toney is that when he played on a per snap basis, he was really, really good. He his target per route run was like top 5 or like top 10 in the league. It just came down to the fact that he only had like a 50% target share or a 50% snap share, so he just wasn't on the field enough to see those targets. But when on the field, he was targeted. He just had injuries and a really bad situation with like Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm at times. So T. Higgins, Saquon, man, oh man, we're going Saquon. DK, I know you said Higgins, but we're going Saquon. I'm sorry. I think this is a unique setup right here. Doing a little robust RB. I might literally, if I get another sick running back here at the next round, I might just cut it off at 3 running backs. I might literally just cut it off at 3 running backs, 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, and spend the rest of my picks on wide receivers. I think that could be a really fun setup. Crazy said, "This is best ball." Yes, sir. I think I explained my Higgins or my Toney case, right? I think so. All right, so who do we should we talk some redraft here? We got Matt Ryan, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Jalen Waddle, Gibson, Mac Jones, Breece Hall, James Conner. Wow, Judy ahead of DK Metcalf in ADP. Judy ahead of Metcalf, Deontay Johnson, and DJ Moore in ADP. You guys are drunk on Jerry Jeudy, man. Drunk on Jerry Jeudy. And Judy goes off the board, but I don't know, man. Somebody enlighten me, but I couldn't get behind drafting Judy unless if this guy has Russ. Okay, he has Russ. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Remy showed me up. If you have Russ and you want to take a swing on Judy there, fine. Their outcomes correlate, but it's just tough for me. It's very tough for me to pull the trigger on Judy over guys like Metcalf, Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore. I think even putting him over Waddle is rough. Putting him over Waddle, Keenan Allen is rough. I think for me, I think it starts to get close around wide receiver 20 when you have Amari Cooper, Mike Williams, McLaurin, Pittman, Godwin, Sutton, Michael Thomas, Allen Robinson, Juju, Elijah Moore. He said, yeah, Judy ADP has been crazy. Dude, I don't even really mind him in Dynasty anymore. I don't really have him as a very firm sell in Dynasty, but that's so, dude, wide receiver 16 heading into year 3 when he's literally done nothing. Dude, it sucks so much, too, because Judy was at a really good discount early in the offseason and redraft, dude. You could get him like 8th, 9th round. And I know that you're paying for it because of Russell Wilson, dude, but even if Russell Wilson wasn't there, I would have been on Jerry Judy this year. But with Russ, and if Judy's going to cost 5th round price tag, I can't do it. I cannot do it. It's crazy. I had to draft him once for Russ, Judy, Sutton stack, but wide receiver 16 or whatever makes no sense. Yeah, it's just tough, man. Like the other year 3 breakout guys, like to put him in the same conversation as T. Higgins is crazy to me. I'm trying to think of the other year 3 breakouts that are in like a similar situation as him. I think Ayuk is one, right? I think that Ayuk and him have similar career paths at this point. I'm trying to look for other year 3 breakouts in ADP. Pittman, wide receiver 22. I think that would be fair. Marquise Brown at wide receiver 30 is stupid, man. Darnell Mooney, wide receiver 32. You got Ayuk all the way at wide receiver 43. That's why I'm cool, especially in this format, just stacking up on running backs and quarterbacks early. You said also Matt Ryan. You said also Matt Ryan in the 5th is gross as well. That is gross, dude. Even in Superflex, I can't do it. So Elijah Mitchell and Evans for Josh Jacobs or Etienne and Judy. What the hell? There's too many ands and ors in there. I don't know which side is which. Eli Mitchell and Evans for ETN and Judy. I think I'd probably prefer ETN Judy side, but it's close. Pesky, you say. Let me see this. Ooh. You said, do you think people underestimate how wide the range of outcomes are for each team? A guy traded me Higgins and a first for Zeke at the start of last season. That first is the 103 now. 1,000%, dude. 1,000%. I think future firsts are one of the best things to trade for. I'm doing like a Devi type video later in the week, where I'm going to talk about the 2023 and 2024 draft classes and just wanting to trade into future draft classes in general. But yeah, I think people are 1,000% underestimating. I think that they overestimate like what's a projected late or projected early. I always just project middle as a baseline, and even then I try to stay conservative. Man, I think it's gonna be time to start drafting wide receivers here, fellas. We're looking at Mac Jones, Jameis Winston, Wentz. Not really trying to go for any of that. We got Akers, Josh Jacobs. Dude. I would kind of love to go Akers here. Would kind of love to go Akers and then literally never draft another running back. Let's do it. We'll go Akers. I think Akers is getting pushed down too far right now. He's a guy that I get the Achilles thing, but I think people are pushing him down because he looked bad in the playoffs. He tore his Achilles earlier in that offseason. Just the fact that he was getting volume and he was out there is really all I needed to see. Like I'm not digging him because he wasn't good. Also, I think I can pull this nose thing out once I take this next pick. You said if you could do Eli and Evans for ETN and Judy, I would. Yeah, I think I'd prefer ETN Judy side there, but it is close. All right, so Akers gone. We have our choice between Pittman, Sutton, Michael Thomas. Let's go Michael Thomas all day. Boom. Wide receiver 1, Michael Thomas. I love this team already. This team is sweet. Derek, what's going on, brother? What's going on? How are we doing, fellas? Any redraft dynasty fantasy questions are welcomed, fellas. There's only so much dead air I can take up. All right, hold on. How am I looking? Oh, I just swallowed a ton of blood. It's all good, though. It's all good. Let's scroll down a little bit. So Trubisky off the board. I know it's super flex, man, but I always have such a hard time, especially in redraft, because in Dynasty, like Trubisky's of the world will go like double-digit rounds. Redraft super flex, Mitch Trubisky in the 7th over guys like Cortland Sutton, Montgomery, ETN, Dobbins, Juju, Elijah Moore. Gets very hairy for me. Gets very hairy. Dave, you said new to your Patreon. Thanks for joining, brother. Said easier to keep update on Discord. Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000% get in the Discord. If you're on the Patreon, like everything that I post, all the cool stuff is all in the Discord. I beg everybody that's in the Patreon that's not in the Discord already to please get there. I literally have to message because I screwed up in the beginning where I didn't have the Patreon and Discord like linked. So there's like maybe 20 patrons that aren't in the Discord that are missing out on like 85% of all the good stuff, and they struggle. But yeah, definitely stay tuned on the Discord. Everything that's like premium for patrons is, let me see real quick, is from baller tier and below. And all of my RS grades, model stuff, I'm going to eventually, all my RS grade, model stuff, soft comms, rookie comms, year 3 comms, all that cool stuff is in the RS grade library at the bottom. Ryan, you said, who's your top 3 guys that you can't pass on? I'll say 3 guys that stick out to me right now as values in fantasy or just in redraft in general. I will say Michael Thomas, Saquon Barkley, And I'll give you a dynasty one in Malik Willis. You said I might make my own model. I don't care about it being great, but how did you start? Compiling a shit ton of data. There's a bunch of data that Peter Howard has, FF Spaceman, Canvas to Can, all really good databases. Compile all of the stats that you think are relevant for each type of prospect, whether that's wide receiver, quarterback, running back. You have to test them, see if they correlate to. I use first 3 year point per game, but you can use rookie year point per game. You can use career average points per game, anything like that. Then you just test them. And there's a bunch of different ways you can go about doing it. The way I did it was just grading every stat that I used in the model on a 10-point scale, and then eventually averaging everything out to a 10-point scale. But I think that is the really dumbed down version. I know a lot of the smart guys can use like Excel in a certain way, and some of the smarter guys in that use R. But yeah, you just got to get in those Google Sheets, get real dirty pretty much. You said, yeah, that's the only reason I said Higgins. I feel like there's a tier drop after him, and Gibson and Akers normally come around, but I like Barkley value a lot. I have a ton of them. Yeah. Dude, if they let us get Saquon in the 3rd round, he is going to be this year's DeAndre Swift, where we do hero RB builds, where we go wide receiver. It's going to be very fun. So which side do you prefer, Superflex Dynasty, A.J. Brown in the 112 or Devonta Smith, the 106 and the 107? A.J. Brown by a good bit. I'm not very interested in those middle first, 106, 107. Would you trade Kenneth Walker and Olave for Chubb in a 2023 first? I think I would. I don't even really like Chubb, but if I can eat Chubb, pause if needed. If I can eat Chubb for a 2023 first, I'd be into that. Said, how far is Sutton from Judy and Dynasty? They're almost like back to back for me. All right, so I'm on the board actually, and we have 22 seconds to pick. We have Malik Willis on the board, falling way past his ADP. We have Marcus Mariota on the board, falling a little bit past his ADP. Let's go Malik Willis. Why not? We'll go Malik Willis, and he'll be our last quarterback taken for this team. Just a huge upside swing on Willis when we already have Mahomes and Trey Lance. Nathan, you said, yo, what's up, Ron? Just got done eating. What's going on, Nathan? Appreciate you stopping by. You said, I just got done eating, so going to have to rewatch from the beginning, but can you scroll the board up so we can check out these teams' builds? Yeah, once I make this pick, we can do some scanning, if you will. Once this guy makes his pick. So we don't need to take Mariota. We're going to lock those 3 quarterbacks in. I think we're going to just lock in our 3 running backs. Maybe take one more running back at the end, a nice little dart throw or something. Then we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mooney, Cooks. Let's go Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. Boom. That's a fun turn right there. All right, so he said team builds. Here's what we got. Should I make anything smaller, or like first 5 rounds is fine? But yeah, this is what we're looking at. I think pretty much everybody. This guy is interesting. 3 straight wide receivers. Trevor Lawrence, he ends up going Davis Mills, and that's all he has at quarterback for now. It's actually a fun team. Jefferson, Chase, Debo, DK Metcalf, and Juju. I don't hate it. Trevor Lawrence and Davis Mills is rough, but I imagine he'll be hammering quarterbacks, and also getting Breece Hall as like his hero RBs. That's actually a really fun build. What else do we got? What else? This is my build. Little 2 quarterbacks up top. Kyle Pitts, little robust RB. I think after this, I'm not gonna really take any more. Definitely not taking any more quarterbacks. Maybe we'll take 1 more running back, and then the rest of this is just going to be 1 more tight end to back up Pitts, and just a ton of dart throws on wide receivers. I think especially right now, and especially in these drafts where quarterbacks get pushed up so much, I think a lot of the wide receiver ADP is pretty inefficient. So a lot of guys I still like on the board right now. All of the rookie wide receivers are on the board. Burks. Actually, no. I think one of the rookie wide receivers might have just went. Yeah, Drake London went, but I believe Garrett Wilson and Treylon Burks are still available. I'm trying to see if anything else really sticks out to me. Not really, though. This guy goes 3 straight quarterbacks. Oof. I don't like going 3 straight quarterbacks and taking Mac Jones here. If I go 3 straight quarterbacks like this, ideally, especially with Mac Jones, who's like not even really an upside swing or anything, I'm just not sure Mac Jones ever makes it into the lineup with this team. But yeah, that's where we're at. I think that was a good little how are we doing? All right. Dave, you said you made it there to the RS grade library. Appreciate you, brother. Let me know. Feel free to hit my DMs on Discord are always open. Feel free if you have any questions. Thoughts on Tanyan? Really not a big fan. He said, yeah, people are sleeping. He said people are sleeping on Saquon 1000%. He said, Ayo, you eating what? Did I say something sus? He said, thank you. I have some coding experience, so I might try and learn R to make a model. Dude, if you have coding experience, dude, 1000%. R, Python, like whatever is your thing, dude, you can make a model that can shit on mine if you know R. Dude, if you're out there, this is gonna get really weird, especially coming from a 20-year-old who has no idea what he's really doing. But if you're out there and you don't know what you want to do in life, man, if you can learn R or like teach yourself how to code, that's like a legit skill, like a trade. I think that's huge. If you can teach yourself skills and trades, man, that's massive. He said, with that being said, would you still go Evans and Mitchell for Etienne and Sutton? He won't move Judy. I don't think I would. I think I'd probably just hold. I like Evans. I would just try and move off of Mitchell in a different way. So give Carter for Tony and the 209. I think I'd do that all day. I think I would. I don't know. Without looking at a trade calculator or anything, I think I would. Hey, yo. Oh, yeah, I was saying that. Dude, sometimes you got to eat the chub to get the 2023 first, baby. I'll eat a chub to get a 2023 first, no doubt. Pretty easily. Said 3 straight quarterbacks to start a draft. Bold strategy. Yeah, I think it's actually a fine strategy if you just cut it off there. Like almost kind of like a hyper fragile type build where you just cut it off there. Burrow, Hurts, Fields, and you live and die by that. All right, so Lockett goes, Miles Sanders goes. I'm going to start looking at the board and kind of see what wide receivers and stuff are standing out to me. I don't know if any of you guys are in here, are in this draft with me right now. Man, we got a lot of good options on the board. Damn, Kadarius Toney went. That sucks. We got interesting options on the board, man. Damn, a lot of wide receivers are going. I would like to get two of the 3 or 4 wide receivers I'm eyeing up at this turn here. A lot of those really good wide receivers I was talking about earlier are no longer on the board. We only have 2 wide receivers at this point, and we are almost in round 10. This is a very off, an off-brand draft for me. Here's the thing, though. Something that's huge that I've really adopted this offseason is that there's guys that I do not want to trade. One of them is DJ Moore, and I have him on a team right now, but I have assets that I want to move. I really want to move off of Chubb, and I really want to move off of my 107 and 108. I love DJ Moore. I believe he's a hold right now, but if you have a guy like a DJ Moore, it's never a bad idea to take one of those assets you don't like let's say Chubb in the 108 plus DJ Moore, and then you trade them all away to somebody else. So you can do that on the back end too, where if you don't like Chubb, but if you like a 2023 first, you can then go buy it. Sometimes there's going to be assets that you don't want in a deal that you either have to eat, or assets you don't want to trade away that you have to trade away just for the betterment of your roster and build and just players you want to roster. Damn, we go Burks here, but I really wanted to get 2 of at this turn of Burks, Garrett Wilson, Claypool, Ayuk, Tony, Lockett. I wanted 2 of them, but not happening at this point. So we got, man, this next pick I really don't know what to do. I don't think we need to go running back. Could go Bateman. Could go Olave. We go Bateman or Olave, fellas. I mean, Edmonds, Clyde Edwards-Helaire are interesting, but I just don't really want another running back. Baker Mayfield's interesting, but I don't want another quarterback. Dawson Knox and Ertz aren't really that interesting if I'm being honest, and I really just want to sleep on tight end here. Man, Bateman or Olave? Huh. In redraft, that's very difficult for me to answer. I'll go Bateman. But it's hard. That's hard. Both kind of, maybe not similar prospects because one's early declare, one's not. And that's really kind of all that goes in there for me. You said, I got to go, but coding isn't as hard as people think, and I agree, it's super useful skill, and I'm also only 21, so it's all good. All right, see you, brother. You said, no matter how hard I've been trying to can't sell Michael Carter for a pick in one of my leagues, what players should I look for instead? If you have a guy on your team that, like, you know people want, that's kind of how I've been trying to bait people in with, like, that's how I got Montgomery off of my team. You kind of give something that somebody want that you also want, but you do it for the betterment of the squad pretty much. With Carter, again, I don't think you're able to get like a pick straight up, but in that range of things, I like Kadarius Toney. Let me actually pull up. Let's pull that up real quick. Let me pull up Adiko's like trade tool real quick on my phone. But this is what I've been loving to use. His trade tool is really cool. I got to start like linking it more often for you guys. But if we type in, I can link it in the live or something. I'll figure it out. All right, so I'm going to see what some recent trades for Michael Carter look like. All right. We'll see what comes up. You said Kevin Harris, T.Y. Hilton, last 2 picks. I don't hate it. Where would Mayfield even go? I don't know. Maybe Seattle. Maybe Seattle. Maybe Seattle. I'm trying to think of who else, dude, but it's looking rough for the guy. I honestly feel bad for him. Seattle, Houston, maybe Carolina. I think that a team will probably wait until after the draft to sign him once they like kind of swing or strike out on quarterback. Yeah, no, it's not working on my phone. Trade search. You said I traded DJ in a very late 2023 first for Swift in a 2023 third. I think it's dangerous to value anything as a late 23 first when you trade away a 23 first. Even if you think that you have a good team, I always value my own 23 first as at least at the very most like a mid 23 first. You really have no idea what can happen in a season. DJ Moore in a 23 first for, I'm assuming that's DJ Moore, or is it Deontay Johnson? I don't know. Both guys I have valued very similarly. But I would say DJ Moore or Deontay Johnson plus a 2023 first for Swift is probably a slight overpay, but really not that egregious. Hope did not mean to do that. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. All right, so on the way back, this is what we're looking for. You're saying Mayfield's going to get traded during the draft like Rosen was? I don't hate that. I don't hate that take at all. I think that he definitely does get moved. Like, I think that the draft has to happen first for him to get moved. I actually watched his full podcast interview on like Mike Studd's podcast or whatever it's called. I think it's called You Never Know. But it sucks, man, because I really like Baker, the guy. I really liked him as a prospect, too. He was a very good prospect. And he's a really good person, too. Like, he's a very, like, I don't know. Maybe you guys will disagree. He is kind of polarizing, but he's somebody that I think is very easy to root for. And it does kind of suck, man. He had a very good rookie year. He beat all the odds in college, walked on at Texas Tech, like beat out Davis Webb, and then goes to Oklahoma, and his college career is insane. Heisman walk-on, first overall pick. Probably, dude, he laid the way for these undersized quarterbacks to get drafted highly. Kyler Murray that next year doesn't go first overall if it wasn't for Baker. Like Russell Wilson was like a borderline first round talent. He was just too small. But Baker being like just barely 6 foot, he kind of paved the way for that. He looked good as a rookie, man. I also think that like he was doing a lot of injuries in year 3. Like I don't think that he's a bad quarterback. I think that he's probably an average quarterback. If Baker Mayfield ends up in 10 years on a similar, when it's all said and done, as a Tannehill, Kirk Cousins, Stafford, a fringy top 10, top 15 type guy, I think that that's probably a fair projection for him. I like Baker. I think he's a buy in Dynasty too. If you can buy him for the cheap in Dynasty, I'd be doing that all day. Man, Baker's going to make it back around to us here too, at about like 20 picks past his ADP. And I'm going to have a very hard time passing on him. Even though we really don't need his points. Huh. Damn, Jameson Williams went? Man, I would have loved to have that pick. Man, I don't think I can afford to take Baker. But he is here very far past his ADP. Do we take Baker? I don't think so. I have one guy I really want that I'm hoping Pecan does not take. Oh, and he takes Baker. Okay, respect. I'll take Rondale then. It was going to be one or the other for me. You said, any information about Watson's suspension or punishments? Honestly, I have no clue. You said, I think it's a lot easier to predict if a first is going to be early than late, to be honest. I agree. You said, traded Stafford, Cousins, and Kareem Hunt and a 2022 third for Kyler, Baker, Tanyan, and Ingram. Is Ingram Mark Ingram? I think I'd take your side all day. Only trading away Stafford, Cousins, Kareem Hunt, and a third for just Kyler is like pretty much fine in my eyes. I know exactly who I'm taking with this next pick as well. You said I traded Derrick Henry for Debo Fournette, 2023 first and a 2024 second. Dude, I would trade Derrick Henry for a 2023 first and call it a day. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. All right, so Woods goes. I'm looking at here Kenny Golladay and Jacoby Myers, if I'm being honest. I think it's very close between the two of them. Kenny Golladay and Jacoby Myers. Marquez Valdes-Scantling would be fun to stack with Mahomes, but I'm gonna chill. I'll go Golladay. Dude, I don't mind Golladay at all at this point. His price is kind of stupid. So is Baker your QB2 or QB3? Is Pecan in the chat? Baker says QB3. Or am I an idiot? Or did he? Oh no, he's not. That's his dynasty trade. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's insane. You got Debo, a 2023 first, Fournette, and a second for Derrick Henry, dude. This has to be like a point per carry league or something. Even then, it doesn't make sense. And in that scenario, Debo would actually be valued a little bit more. All right, so now how's its squad looking? Should we still go draft board? Should I go back here now that we're wrapping things up? I don't know. What are we saying? But this is what the team looks like for now. I don't mind it. 3-3-6-1. Sean, brother. I think Mitch would be your QB2 in front of Baker. At least in terms of redraft. Dynasty, I still prefer Baker, though. I agree. For this year, though. I mean, depends. It really just depends on if Baker gets like a starting job for week 1, which I think I'd bet that he does. I really do. Brock, you said, I don't know if JT is even worth that much at this point. It would be pretty even. So JT for Debo, Fournette, a 23 first, and a 2024 second. JT for Debo, Fournette, a 2023 first, and a 2024 second. I think that would be close, man. That would be close. That'd be close, and I think I'd probably prefer the Debo side. That's wild. You said Jacoby Myers at 150. I debated him at 146, but I thought that was pretty late for him too. Man, should I have stacked McCole Hardman or Marquez Valdez-Scantling with Mahomes? I'm kind of rolling with a naked Mahomes and Lance here. I don't think I have any San Francisco or KC pass catchers. I don't. Unless if like Burks or somebody gets drafted there. We'll try and do a little stack-a-rooski on the back end. We'll kind of see. Ritter goes. Sam Darnold goes. Sam Darnold is interesting. He might literally start like more than 10 games this year. I'm not sure yet though. Or I don't know why I said yet, but I think there's some of it. I think that McAdoo was saying something today. McAdoo was saying something on the lines of like he's our quarterback and he's like fine. I don't know where the quote is. But that was funny. All right. So we got Patrick's gone, Devontae Parker, DJ Chark. I don't know why I forgot how to talk there for a second. Almost reading those names like I've never heard them before. Oh, we got some wide receiver options I like here. We're getting into a range that I actually really like at wide receiver. All right. Let's make these picks real quick. First one, Sky Moore. Very easy. Lock that in. Sky Moore should not be available this late. If other round 2 has like Pickens gone, yeah, dude, if Pickens is going at the 11:04, Olave at the 11:03, who's also in that range. But yeah, Sky Moore shouldn't be going that late if Pickens is going over there. I view Sky Moore ahead of Pickens and Olave in a vacuum, but that's just me. So we got Fuller, Davis, Jamison Crowder. I'm thinking about Fuller. If Terrence Yagami doesn't take Fuller, we'll be taking Fuller here. If not, Corey Davis is a cool consolation prize. There's a ton of fun picks here. Come on, let me get William. Come on. You said, what are the fantasy sites that you subscribe to year-round, dude? It's a boatload, but it's Player Profiler. Damn, he takes Will Fuller. That's fucking bullshit, dude. If you watch the stream and you snipe me on that, I hate you for that. All right, so Corey Davis it is. But it's PFF for their grades, Campus to Canton for their experience-adjusted metrics, Dynasty League Football just for their like trade calculator / like ADP rankings, all that good stuff. Dude, I have a ton. Fantasy Points for yards created, RotoViz for all of their really cool tools and their articles with like Sean Siegel and I'm trying to think of the other guy's name. Blair. After that, though, I think that might be it. Might be some really easy ones that I'm Forgetting though. You said, did you see Schrager's Monkey release? From my understanding, he's pretty connected with what teams are thinking. That Monkey has Brees in round 1 to the Bills. I think I did if it was Sauce Gardner at 4 and Jameson Williams at 10 for the Jets, but I could be wrong. So it's Sky Moore to the Colts, speaking into existence. I would love that, man. That would be really fun next to Pittman. You said Pickens on the Packers would be a dream. I suppose. I think it would be though. I don't mind Pickens as a prospect. Derek, how do you feel about Pickens as a prospect? I'm curious. You said, would you take Michael Thomas in a 2023 first and a second for Tyreek Hill as a contender in a 12-team, 1-quarterback PPR league? I don't think I would. I don't think I would, but it's pretty close. In a 1-quarterback, those picks get pretty devalued. I think I'd pass, but it's close. You said Mooney or Ayuk. I think Mooney in all formats, and I really hate to say that. Brock, I'm going to look up that full mock because I can't remember any other picks besides just the Jets ones. Peter Schrager, mock draft 2022. And that was today. That's cool. All right, so Trayvon Walker at 1. That's interesting. Oh, wait. It was Thibodeau at 4 to the Jets. But Jameson Williams at 10. That's what I remember. Wow, Evan Neal falls to 8. I would love, dude. I want Evan Neal so bad. Derek Stingley goes at 9. I would love Derek Stingley too for the Jets. If we took Jameson Williams at 10, man, over Garrett Wilson, Treylon Burks, and Drake London, I'd be pretty upset. I got to be honest. Be pretty upset. Trevor Penning to the Ravens is interesting. Drake London to the Eagles is interesting. I don't think people would like that at all. Chris Olave to the Saints, whatever. Treylon Burks to the Chargers would be really fun. What else we got? Malik Willis to the Steelers at 20. That'd probably knock him down to like 105-ish for me. 105-ish, 106-ish. Jahan Dotson to the Packers at 22. That's interesting. I'm not a big Jahan Dotson guy. Breece Hall at 25 to the Bills. I have such a hard time with Breece Hall at 25 to the Bills because on one hand, the Bills have already sort of showed their hand as a analytics first team that doesn't want to spend meaningful draft capital on running back. That's why they've taken shots at Singletary, Zach Moss, Breda, whatever running back. They are really tied into analytics there, but it does seem like they're a running back away, and it also seems like after they it seems like what am I trying to say here? But it seems like after losing to the Patriots and losing to the Jaguars solely because their run game wasn't enough to scare off that like too deep off coverage, it would kind of make sense for them to go with a Breece Hall. But I don't know. I still don't know if I believe. I think that if the Bills were to go Breece Hall, it had to be in the second round. But I don't know. Schrager is definitely more plugged in than I am. I'm trying to think. Matt Corral to the Lions at 32nd. That's interesting too. You said London to a team with only one other good wide receiver. I think the only reason I say that wouldn't be a dream for a lot of people is because what am I trying to say? Jalen Hurts just causing it to be a run first offense with no pass volume. I don't know why that took forever to get out. I literally can't talk today. It's fine though. It's whatever. I've just realized that I need to take a tight end very badly. Not yet though. Do I have any quarterbacks that can get? No. Would have been perfect for Kittle or Kelsey, but it's fine. I think Evan Ingram is somewhat interesting here. So Christian Watson goes. I would have taken Christian Watson there if I could have. Looking at what's on the board. We'll go Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram, and that'll be it at tight end. Now we have 8 wide receivers. Our quarterbacks are fine at 3. Our tight ends are fine at 2. We can take a swing at running back here if we want to. I think we could probably wait to take a swing, though. If I take a swing at running back, I only want it to be 1 or 2 of them. I'm trying to look at wide receiver now. We have Robbie Anderson, Van Jefferson, Marvin Jones, Watkins, Julio Jones. Sammy Watkins to Green Bay is fun. That kind of flew under my radar. Nico Collins, LaVisca Chenault, Josh Palmer, Hamler. Man, we're looking at some ugly wide receivers. David Bell's fun. He's kind of buried here. Tyreek for a 2023 first and Aaron Jones in Dynasty. I think I'd be into that. That's close, but I think I'd be into it. Let's go Robbie Anderson here. I kind of like Robbie Anderson at his price these days. Do kind of wish I went Julio Jones over him, though. It's fine, though. I think I lean the 2023 first side without plugging it into a calculator or anything, but I don't know. I'd have to see how far off a 23 first was from Tyreek. I feel like Aaron Jones was a 20. It's even. It's even. I'm high on Pickens. You said I'm high on Pickens. My wide receiver 2 in this class, hoping to grab him with a late first. In my opinion, had he not gotten injured, he would be the wide receiver 1 across the board. I like Burks, London, and Wilson too much, but I agree. After that, I watched that. He had that one really good bowl game. What was it? Georgia against Baylor as a rookie or as a freshman. You said if Pickens gets drafted day 2, he will drop down a tick for me. Makes sense. So right now you're kind of assuming first round draft capital at wide receiver 2, which I think is fair. You said at what point in the offseason do you start focusing on your lineup in Dynasty? I have multiple trade offers that I'm winning in value, but it's scary for my lineup. At this point in time, I don't care at all for my starting lineup. I only really start to care once summer comes around. So once it's July, you want to start narrowing things in and you want to have your lineups ready for, that end of August stretch. But right now in like March, or it's April, I'm just trying to accrue as much value on my teams as possible. Really, the only position I care about not being too thin at is literally just quarterback. Because if you're looking at your roster and you have 0 quarterbacks in a Superflex league in like July, August, you might start getting the price jacked up a little bit. I think if passing ability doesn't improve next year, then they'll replace him anyway. It reminds me of Mariota with the Titans in 2018 and 2019. I think you're right in that. That's actually a good call. It's a good call. I guess I was kind of thinking it as Jalen Hurts being the long-term answer, but if he is the long-term answer, then the passing probably improves. But that's just the efficiency side of things. Last year they were the I think Sirianni and them were like the number 1 team in rush attempts per game and like neutral game run rate or whatever. So that's where it would kind of get scary, just from a tendency standpoint. But I guess in Dynasty you really can't project it that far out. It wouldn't change a ton for me. I just think that the public wouldn't love Drake London on the Eagles. That's kind of what I was saying. You said my wide receivers are Sutton and Mooney. Well, in your trade that you had earlier. So rank these running backs. I guess these are Dynasty. Mixon, Eckler, Fournette, Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Carson. I think I would go Eckler, Mixon, Montgomery, Fournette, Aaron Jones, Chris Carson. Look, man, I hate to be that guy, dude. Something that annoys me, dude. In Dynasty, when I'm making trades, dude, recently I've been trying to get some trades done, dude. And I'll send the initial offer. I'll get a counter. I'll try and work with them. And I'll even compromise my initial offer. And I'll give them more value. People just want more and more and more. You give them an inch and they want a freaking mile. If I offer you, say I offer you Tyreek Hill for the 107 and the 108. And then you come back and you want 3 firsts for Tyreek Hill. Then okay, I'll walk it back. I'll give you 2 firsts and a second for Tyreek Hill. A lot of people recently just been standing firm on it was 3 firsts. I can't work with you here, brother. I'm telling you, man, I'm compromising in these trade streets, man. Recently, especially, dude, in these analyst leagues, man, it is so tough sometimes to get anything done. Everybody wants to win the trade by a mile. I literally put this trade on Twitter, and was losing it like 65-35, and I sent it to the guy, and then he wanted more. It's like, dude, I'm compromising. This is a clear overpay on the market, and still not down to make that move. Said we've already done this. He said, I gotcha after fading A.J. Brown in 2019 because of Mariota. I'm afraid to ever do that again. No, I agree with you. I care about draft capital much more than anything else. When I say that, I'm just speaking more in terms of what I predict the market will do when they overreact. Man, I'm not going to say the guy I want when we come back around here out loud. I don't know where to... I'm going to put my face up here now. Does this work for you guys? I don't really know where to go now. I'm running out of real estate. What do you guys think? Does this work? He said, I wish Carl Pickens would come back and play a season just to show his son who's the boss, dude. Derek, you're a real OG. I don't even know who George Pickens is. Or Carl Pickens, my bad. Did he ever make it to the NFL, Carl Pickens? And did he play for Georgia? Give me a little backstory. All right, we're going to go David Bell here. Very easily David Bell. David Bell in the 19th round feels wild, man. And I'm even souring on him. You said, I got an offer to give away Debo and DJ Chark for 102, 207, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Do I do it? I think I would, man. I think I would, but it's very close. It's close, but I would say 102 and Debo are probably in like a similar tier for me. The worst is when they say, I want this, then you agree, and because of that, they try to up the offer. It's annoying and not how you're supposed to negotiate. Yeah. It's annoying, dude. It's annoying. And it's tough. It's tough to complain because like a lot of these guys are analysts and they know their stuff and whatever, but like, dude, with this one guy, and I really respect this analyst. He's really cool, but I sent him, I wanted to give away my DJ Moore in a 108 for his 102 and 105. He then comes back with an offer of DJ Moore 108, my 203 for the 103, 105, and 211. So for my initial offer, he moves up. He moves his 102 back to the 103, and then he also gets to move up from his 211 to my 203. Now I think a pretty good middle ground there is I'll let you move up from the 211 to the 203. That was never in the deal originally, but let me move up from that 103 to 102, and that's where the breaking point was for him, which I think is fair. But I gave him for free that 211 up to 203. That was never a part of the deal. And I honestly would have been down if the 103 to 102, I get that there's a tier gap there, but the initial offer was 102, 105 for Moore and 108. I let him move up from 211 to 203 pretty much for free on top of my initial offer. Was even willing to make my 108 a 107, which I also have. But yeah, couldn't get it done. Said I had no clue George Pickens' dad was a legit wide receiver in the NFL. I didn't know that either. You said yes, played for the Bengals, went to University of Tennessee. That's interesting. Carl Pickens was 92 Rookie of the Year and 2-time second-team All-Pro. Wow, that's cool. That's pretty wild. EG3, what's going on, brother? He said, thanks for sharing that info, Derek. Yeah, that's cool as hell. I didn't know that his dad was that nice. Had a nice run in 95, 96, 1,234 yards and 17 TDs, 1180, and 12 TDs in 96. Holy. So 100% agreed. 2 times last year, commissioned one of my leagues upped the price after agreeing to their own offer. I don't want to have to play mental hardball. Exactly. I have my initial offer. You come back with your counter. I even had an offer in the same league from another guy who was telling me, I gave him an initial offer, and then he was like, I'm not down for that, but I'd be down for something like this. I poke and prod a little bit more, and then I go to the offer that he suggested. Then he turned it down. Then I go to the offer that he suggested, and I even compromise a little bit towards his side and skew things towards his side. Still rejects it. And these are trades with both people that I'm probably losing at a 60-40 in terms of market price. I agree, Brock. It's like people when they want to make a trade, they want to be like in love with it. Like it can't just be an even trade. Like I'm out here, a guy like I was saying earlier, where I think I was talking to Brock or something like that. But when you have a guy like DJ Moore, this is the league where I have DJ Moore. I love DJ Moore. I don't want to sell him for anything, but I have assets in Nick Chubb and my 108 that I do not want, and I'm willing to move off of DJ Moore to get rid of one of those pieces. And I've been trying to maneuver around, this past week, trying to do DJ Moore plus Chubb or DJ Moore plus my 108 to go out there and get something. I can't. It's been a struggle. Even working with people too. I send an offer, and I'm strategic. I don't send like my highest price that I would pay, and then once they counter, I counter back with what the highest price I would possibly pay, or I give in for my initial offer, and have them give a little bit from their initial counter, and I could never get that done. Or right now, it's tough to get that done. In the past, it's been easier. I have these times in Dynasty where I kind of come and go, where I'll be pretty dormant for maybe like a month, and then I'll come around and kind of look at all my teams and try and make some moves. That's what I've been doing, but it's been tough. It's been tough with this one team. I love playing in analyst leagues. I think it's a really cool way to network, and all of guys that I like in the industry are in there, man, but it is a bitch to trade with them. It is so tough. It is so tough. They have to be winning. If it even smells of them like losing structurally, where they're trading for a running back or something that doesn't make sense for them, it just can't happen. All right, so we're going to be up here at the last pick. We have our tight end too. We have 11 wide receivers. We're going to go one more wide receiver. I don't know who it's going to be. Ideally, it'd be a stack, but I can't find one that makes sense. I think Antonio Brown would be a fun pick here. Probably going to go with a wide receiver that's just not really getting drafted. I think Wan'Dale Robinson could be fun. I think Calvin Austin could be fun. Just random late round wide receivers. Deontay Harris, New Orleans guy, could be fun. Calvin Ridley could be fun. Let's go with Wan'Dale. We'll go Wan'Dale. All right, fellas. That's going to do it for us. We'll look at the full team over here real quick. Again, I'm repping it on my chest. I would never push something that I do not play to the fullest. Again, this red shield right here, I wear it as a badge of honor. That means I have done 1,000 drafts. You see how it says highly experienced? I know a lot of people are in these streets. They're capping. They don't really play like I play. Is this the team we just drafted? Yeah. They don't really play like I play. I got that red shield for a reason. I know Derek's probably got that red shield. Real one's got that red shield. That means I got 1,000+ drafts. Underdog. If you're new here, promo code Ron on Underdog. They will match your deposit all the way up to $100 in cash. Did you just say lay off the coke? What are you trying to get at? All right. That's going to do it for us today. I actually love this build, 3-3-12-2, where you get skinny at quarterback, you get skinny at running back, and you just take shots at wide receiver with an elite tight end. I think that's a really fun team. But that's going to do it, fellas. As always, I love you guys. Make sure you go down there. Check out Underdog. It'll be in the description. It'll be down below in the comments if I remember to put it on there. Hopefully I timestamp this video with when the draft actually starts. As always, I love you guys. We're going to have bangers this week. I know these weeks kind of start slow where there's like not an upload Monday. It's like, what is Ron doing? I got stuff cooking up. We got good videos scheduled for this week. We should have videos every single day through Sunday, including today. So we'll see how this week goes. As always, I love you guys, and I will see you. Make sure you subscribe and leave a like. I will see you in the next one.